What Nu Skin is all about at the end of the day is providing empowerment opportunities for you and for everyone in the United States and in the 49 countries in which we do business, providing you with an ability to start your own business and to do it in under 5 minutes.
Research shows that social commerce is projected to become nearly $3.5 trillion as a marketplace by 2028. $3.5 trillion is nearly half of the total retail commerce marketplace globally.
You know, Nu Skin has always been a people-to-people business. We are people-powered. In a time when customers are increasingly online, doing everything possible to maintain and enhance those personalized Nu Skin approach and relationships, that one-on-one approach gives you a real advantage, because that one-on-one has now turned into one-to-many, thanks to the power of social commerce.
Hello, I'm Mark Bartlett, one of the scientists here at Nu Skin, one of quite a few scientists that we have here. We have all sorts of awards, about 30 patents on our inventions in the nutrition and skin area, including 28 patented technologies that we use.
We want you to know we're focused on contributing to a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable future for our planet, one product at a time. We've set a goal to change all of our packaging to be recycled, recyclable, reusable, reduced, or renewable by the end of 2030.
4 decades of research, innovation, creativity, and an amazing dynamic field that's ready for Empower Me. Empower Me is about empowering you to build your business in a simple and expansive way. When you have social commerce coming together with personalization, along with IoT connected devices and the beauty and wellness industries coming together, we're talking close to trillions of dollars that are at an intersection. Empower Me will help more people achieve the life they want and deserve.
We've paid out more retail commissions this past year than ever before in our 37+ year history. And it's this upfront earnings opportunity that's fueling most of our record growth in the Americas region. Many people are working hard to qualify for our success trips. Recently, I returned from our biggest success trip in our history. These trips are a chance for us to come together and celebrate and recognize your significant accomplishments in your business. I truly believe there's never been a better time to join us. We have the right products, we have a compelling earnings opportunity, and a community of passionate, talented people who are committed to making a difference in the world. There's a place for everybody at Nu Skin.
Well, hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to plug into this online meeting. My name is Traci Palo, and I've been fortunate enough to be with this company that you're going to learn about now for 35 years. And all I can share with you is I've watched our company transition to opportunity after opportunity potential, and have watched them in the last 35 years always innovate on behalf of you and I to position themselves in front of the largest trends. Now, I'm not going to spill the beans, but I will assume that we've got a variety of people that have plugged in right now that are among this amazing audience. So I want to address all of you. I know that we've got sales leaders on this call that are as excited as I am to learn from Mr. Jeff Mack, legend in our business, about how our company is positioning itself to change in the near future that will experience great growth. But I also know that there are some of you, in fact, many of you, that are entrepreneurs, that you're thirsty to find out what is going on with this company. And I owe it to you, if it's okay, to take maybe 5 to maybe at the max 10 minutes to screen share and give you a little bit of background on who we are. And then I'll bring Jeff on to share with all of you where we're going and how to capitalize on this growth. So hang tight with me as I just go through just a couple of slides to give you some basic information on who we are as a company. So here we go. We are a company, friends, about innovation that has a continued vision on positioning our future to experience success. We're a company that offers stability for you and our families, one that we can trust and are always preparing for the future. Our mission as a company is to be a force for good throughout the world, to empower people, to improve lives with rewarding business opportunities, innovative products, and an enriching, uplifting culture. This company is Nu Skin. We are a global opportunity currently building in 50 or more markets right now. And in fact, 2021, our revenue sales was 2.7 billion. That means we do good things. We innovate products that people demand. We are a publicly traded company and with experience of 38 years in business, 38 years of continued innovation. And I'm going to assume that most of you are on right now is because you have heard that our company has recently invested $500 million into our technological advances. And I won't steal any of that from Mr. Jeff Mack. I'm going to let him share with all of us, what does that look like for your and ours future? This is the other thing you ought to know if you're looking at this company for the very first time. We're not just a startup company. We are a 38-year company that has 75 in-house scientists that have spent millions of dollars to innovate exclusive products for you and I, the chosen marketing team, with 28 patents and continuing to innovate. Our company vision is to be the world's leading opportunity platform. I could not be more excited to be partnered with a company that invests their time and money into the success of our future. So now I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I've asked my friend, Jeff Mack, just a sec, how do I get out of here? Hang tight, stop share. Jeff Mack, come on board. We're so excited that I got that text from you this morning saying, hey, Traci, I think I've got the thumbs up to share a little more information in terms of where we're going as a company. So welcome, Jeff Mack.
Traci, are you recording?
Oh, no, sorry. That's too bad. Okay, so now I'm recording. I'm going to do it right now. I can redo that. Hang tight, guys.
Recording in progress.
Jeff Mack, are you with us?
Here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We're so excited for you to share with us some more details. So take it away.
Okay. Hey, that was a good introduction. And I know we've got a lot of newer people on here now because word's getting out, right? And so from what you just shared by Traci, we're not operating out of our garage. Okay, this is a legitimate company that has a massive presence on a global scale. And in our industry, I mean, we're second to none. People look at us with the utmost respect. And so here we sit. Now, what I want to do is kind of give you a peek to the inside here for a minute. And, my story, I'll just dovetail it in because it kind of blends with everything I want to share with you. I've been involved in the business about 35 years, and I got involved back in the 80s. And I don't know, that dates myself. I'm 65, right? And so back in the 80s, I don't know if you guys remember the economy back then, but it was the Great Recession. It was the worst time since the Great Depression. And I remember thinking, very seriously about, what's happening to the world, what's going to happen to me. There just wasn't a lot of opportunity. There was a lot of negativity out there. And I remember Craig Tillotson approached myself, Nathan Ricks, and others that, you know, many of you that are distributors right now know the names of, as we've you know, laid the foundation for this company. I remember Craig came to us and he said, hey, look, we've pioneered the product. It's got a place in the market. People love it. And now's your time. And I remember Nathan and I kind of like, we're not going to do new skin. I mean, seriously, it's not something for us. It seems like a more for women. You guys do a lot of these non-surgical facelifts. You lay people on the ground. We're not going to do that. And Craig kind of cut us off. And if you know Craig, he's a very strong guy mentally. And he just said, hey, listen, you guys don't understand. He said, we're at a point right now where this company is going to grow. We need you guys to help, you know, kind of lay the foundation and the vision out there. And I remember thinking, I don't know how that's going to happen. It's pretty dark out there. Not a lot of people are positive about much. And then the light came on. If it's dark, no light. If they lack vision, show vision. And so that's really what we did. It was real simple. We just basically said, hey, times have been tough. We understand that. But what if you were to join us? And over the next 2 years, you help us lay the foundation for this company and we grow up from small to big, what could your life look like? And that message resonated. Why? Because people were looking for opportunity. And we cut the entrepreneurial heart out of the market and people came our way in droves. And as I think back on that, I mean, when we first looked at the business, they were doing about 40 million in sales with a strong, you know, foundation of consumption. And so we started talking about where we could go. And it went from 40 million to 500 million in about 20 months. Now, think about that for a minute. How does that happen? That happens because the marketplace is right. And it just sucked it like into the vacuum. I mean, people really wanted what we were talking about. And it laid a foundation. And I remember very distinctly, I just buried my head and went. I came up about 18 months, 2 years later, and I had people in the business way better than me. Why did that happen? Because the environment was right. So the moral of the story is when it's dark, sell light. Well, as time went on, you know, Nu Skin continued to establish itself in various markets. And I'll tell you just a quick story because it has application for where we are right now. I remember when they were going to open the country of Thailand. And I'm not Thai. I've never been to Thailand. I don't speak the language. Didn't know one Thai person. But I remember when they talked about it and I read up on it, I thought, you know what, Thailand's going to be a good market. We've had previous successes in other markets. We knocked it out of the park in Japan. We did really well. And so we had a track record. And I remember thinking, okay, let's go after Thailand. So myself and 4 friends, so 5 of us, I said, let's go after Thailand. And they're like, well, how do we do that? I'm like, I don't know, go to a Thai restaurant, you know, grab a Thai guy, find anyone that speaks Thai, start asking around who they know from Thailand. And that's what we did. And long story short, over the course of 9 months, from the time we heard about the leak, they're going to open it until they open, we just basically told people, hey, we're going into Thailand. And we've been successful everywhere we've gone before. Whoever positions and lays the foundation in Thailand, we think is going to do unbelievably well. We don't know who they are. It might be you. But now's your time. And that's what we did. And that story was repeated over and over and over again. So roll the clock forward 9 months. They opened the market. And I had to make an executive decision because it kind of felt like we had a lot going on. Because, you know, during that 9 months, we had some people sign up here in the States. They started building a group. We had some people even qualify and get to diamond and blue diamond by the time the market opened here in our market with the products that we had, positioning for what was going to happen in Thailand as it started to leapfrog over from the US to the Thai market. And so I thought, what are we going to do? I rented the largest hotel in Bangkok, Thailand, the Emerald Hotel. It seated 2,500 people in the ballroom. And I remember thinking, okay, this isn't cheap, so I've got to have a good feel. So I did it, right? We had a morning session and an afternoon session. The morning session, we'll just kind of see what's happening. 2,500 seats filled up. Okay. So me and my 4 friends, we trained 2,500 people in that first session. Afternoon session, 2,500 more filed in, different people. And so me and my 5 friends, we trained 5,000 people the first day they opened the market in the Emerald Hotel. By month end, a little over 3 weeks, that 5,000 turned into 30,000 people. Now, what do you think happens when 30,000 people order product? It's like an explosion. And to some people, they thought we cheated. It's like, you guys cheated, or others thought that's magic, or what just happened? It was neither. It was a concerted effort where we could see the market was going to open. And with the message we had, we were attracting the innovators and the early adopters. That's the 13 to 15% of the leading edge of the population. About 85% of the people fit into the early majority, late majority, and the laggards. That makes it the majority of any market, of any adoption to any technology or anything that's introduced new. And so we were looking for those 15 percenters, and we found them, and it exploded. And to this day, that Thai market, our leaders are the most well-positioned there. In fact, some of the best people in our company are Thai leaders from that effort, and they were born before the market even opened. So what's the moral to that story? How do you go to 5 to 5,000 to 30,000 and then millions of dollars of volume? Vision. And moving before the masses do. That's the moral to that story. All right. So here we go as we move forward. Nu Skin's become really the gold standard in the industry. And I can say this, and I know Traci knows this, we've got the best leadership, bar none, in the industry out in the field. We just do. Okay. And I know everything that moves out there, and nobody can hold a candle to our leadership. Okay. Right. And so we're very strong out there because we got a lot of strong entrepreneurial people that have laid the foundation of this company. Well, as time has gone on, let's bring it to modern day right now. I don't think any one of us on this call could have predicted what happened in the last 3 years. I mean, think about it. If I came to you 5 years ago and I said, hey, Traci, I think I'm going to write this horror story, this novel, right? And here's how it's going to go. There's going to be this virus that gets released into the atmosphere, and it's going to make some people sick, some might die, and it's going to create havoc. Some governments are going to react very knee-jerk wise, and they're going to lock people down. They're going to shut businesses down. They're going to do all these things. And the end result is going to be, there's going to be a restrictive nature on a global scale that robs opportunity from everyone. And for the first time in the world, everyone's going to feel uncertain. And then to add insult to injury, there's going to be this worldwide recession that'll follow for a couple years after and basically steal the souls of everyone living on Earth. Now, if that was the storyline that I concocted and articulated to you, you would have thought I was sick in the head. But that's exactly what's happened. You look at it, the last time this type of experience occurred was over 100 years ago. So no one's alive on the earth today that experienced it except us. Now, what does that mean? Well, in the 80s, I saw a very negative environment as just one market in the United States was suppressed, and it was in a recessionary time. Think about this for a minute. The whole world is going into a recession. Now, before you want to jump off of a building, let me just tell you something. We're a counterintuitive business. Now, what that means is whenever there's a downturn or there's a movement on the masses that causes them trouble or grief, you know what happens to us? We grow. Why is that? Because as the masses are acted upon, an opportunity is now cut off for them. They look for other ways to make their livelihood because they have to still, put food on the table and pay their bills and have a future, right? And so we're counterintuitive. Well, it's interesting because our company wasn't resting. We weren't just taking it on the chin with COVID. I mean, some very creative women in our business during the lockdowns, they created a touchless business with social media where they could sell lower end items online, right? With posts, people would respond and buy them. They drop ship right to their home, and those guys would use the products, become, lovers of those products, and then eventually join the business and upgrade them to leadership. And in the course of that 3-year window, we've created some very strong leaders we would have never found any other way. And you look at that and you say, well, what happened? Well, what happened there was we proved that you can't beat us. We're an unconquerable operation. Okay, now during that same time, okay, about the last 3 years, I'm here locally, and I know many of the leaders around the world, and we've got a good bond and trust amongst one another. And they said, hey, Jeff, could you go in there and basically fight the battle for us, kind of tell the corporate guys where we're at and what we want to see. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. We're on this together. So that's what I was doing. We were just trying to, work together with the company. And Craig Bryson was doing the same thing because he lives here locally. And I said, Craig, why don't we join forces? Let's go in there together, because between you and myself, we have a connection with most of the people in the world. And let's kind of see what we can get done. And during the course of conversations over the last 3 years, now, some of you listening to this that are new, that are leaders actually, are thinking, well, why didn't I hear a release on this? How come I wasn't invited to me? Why am I hearing it through a leak like this, with you and Traci on a Zoom, a couple days before Christmas? Well, it's really simple. Craig had this brainchild that he hatched right there in front of those guys. And he started talking about artificial intelligence and where it was headed. Guys like Mark Cuban are saying it'll change everything, right? Started talking about DNA. Because just a few years earlier, right, they could catalog the entire genome. That wasn't possible prior to then, all right? But they did. And 23andMe and Ancestry proved that DNA collection could actually teach you something. They could tell you where you came from, right? And then he talked about information, how that would become the new currency. He also talked about how the industry of network marketing was becoming very stale, and that we needed to pioneer something in a different direction and look different than everybody else. With that information, we could stay ahead of the curve and stay ahead of everybody and find a whole nother realm that didn't exist. And it was interesting because, you look at Ryan Napierski, our CEO, and Craig Bryson, they're the same intellectual mindset. These guys, they're very intelligent. Their idea of fun is to sit around and read stuff. All right. Now, I'm not like that. I'll read some stuff, but I don't want to read stuff for my enjoyment. I'm going to be out in the mountains. I'm going to be hiking. I'm going to be doing other things, right? But they're very well read, and they were connecting. And there sits Steve Hatchett, okay, who's really changed the dynamic for us. He's with Nu Skin, and he's basically Ryan's right-hand man, our CEO's right-hand man. They bought his facilities, his manufacturing facilities, a few years ago, and then they brought him in-house to make sure everything worked. And distributors love Steve. He's now one of the most strongest voices in the corporate structure, all right? And he's there writing down, and you can see Steve's brain working, and he's jotting down everything Craig's talking about. He's asking questions. And I'm thinking, man, hopefully this is resonating. It seems like it is. And they weren't sharing a whole lot. They were just taking it in. And there'd be other meetings, right? And Craig and I think, do you think that's sinking in? He says, I think so. I hope so. I'm like, well, they're a little tight-lipped. He says, well, that's kind of the nature of the beast. It's a public company, right? Well, then they made an announcement here just, a few months ago that they're investing $500 million in a technological upgrade in AI capability. They took our computing to the cloud, which is not easy and it's expensive. Most companies haven't done that, right? They did that. That was the first step. Then they made the announcement. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're doing this, right? Then about a month and a half ago, I was in there. They said, we want to talk to you. I came in. Craig got there 5 minutes before me, and I walked in, and he's kind of has a little grin on his face, right? And they hand me this little box, which is a DNA, collection kit, right? And I looked at it, and all of a sudden the connection happens, and I'm like, I look at Craig. He looks at me. I said, oh my gosh, it's happening. Yeah. And I said, look, we need to leak this. And they're like, no, you can't. We don't have it ready yet. And I said, no, you don't understand. Trust us on this. Let us handle it. Think Thailand, right? Think Thailand. We're like, we want to have everything ready to go before we actually make an announcement. Dude, I said, I know you do. You guys are committed, right? $500 million, right? You guys are going down this path, right? You guys have hired guys, not internally, but outside to come in and do the technological upgrade and write all the algorithms and do all that stuff, right? Because they've hired the best. Yes, they've made the investment. Ryan understands we can't be all things to everyone. He's brought the best guys in-house to do that, right? And so they got this going. And I said, look, the economy is going into a tailspin, okay? Then we come to realize the network marketing industry is on their heels because COVID has done a knockout punch to a lot of companies. You're going to see a huge compression here, right? And a lot of these companies are out of cash. And it's like they're staggering around just ready to fall down. And it's like, you guys, they need a home for these guys. We need to let this out now. And they're like, okay, but you guys are under non-disclosure, so you can't say this, this, and this. Okay, but AI's been out there, DNA's been out there, information's been out there. We've talked about e-commerce. We've talked about all these things out in the public with our distributors. And now we just want to kind of tell them the direction we're going without divulging the details. They're like, okay. So about 10 days ago, right? I get a call from Traci. She says, hey, you come and kind of help me do a spiel with some of the new people I'm recruiting. I said, well, can I bring some of my guys? She said, yeah. So we did it. We're thinking maybe 50 to 100 people might be on the call. Well, the dang thing blows up. They 1,000 lines fill out, and there's hundreds of people that can't get into the call. I remember thinking, oh my gosh. So I do another one the next night. Same thing, blows it out. I'm like, oh my gosh. Long story short, 4 meetings I did were blown out. Craig comes on a couple days ago. We're filled up. I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? We've gone from 0 to 60 in a second. And so as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening here? Well, let me tell you where we're at and where we're going. And then I'll turn it over to Traci. She can tell you how to get started and kind of what we do here. Now, understand this is fluid, guys. Okay, this is fluid. That's the nature of a pre-market ground floor window. That was the nature of the Thailand thing. We're doing it. It was evolving, and so we had to evolve with it. But we were innovators and early adopters. We understand that. Most everyone wants all the light screen. They want all this finite stuff. They want all this structure. That's why they move later. And those guys will come later into this opportunity. But those that understand the fluid nature and move with energy and faith and focus, those are the ones that are going to take advantage of it. Let me just give you a quick example. I'm invested right now in a company that hasn't gone to the public market yet. Okay, a friends and family opportunity. So I bought stock before it goes to the public market. Now, once the evaluation of that company gets to a certain point, then it'll go public. Now what happens? The early majority, late majorities, and the laggards buy that stock as it goes to the public market. Okay, but the innovators and early adopters have bought before the market goes public. That's exactly what's happening here. But we're not asking for your money. We're asking for your vision and participation. And I want you to know the next 18 months can change your life forever. I tell people off the record, it's 18 months to prosperity. That's what my tagline is with them. And here's why. The investment's been made, okay? We're in the pre-positioning ground floor window, and it's legitimate. Now, this isn't a startup. You don't want to be involved in startup. Our industry is notorious for, hey, get in on the ground floor, right? Typically, they're startups. 99% of them go out of business. They're just rearranging the chairs on the Titanic. Okay, what this is about is a legitimate company with legitimate opportunity and legitimate investment, and they're going to go from $2.5 billion to $10 billion, my prediction, in the next 24 months. I think in the next year, 2023, we can go from 2.5 to 5 billion. And here's why. I've been involved from 40 million to 500 million, where there was no one in the field. We had to build it. We have 1 million distributors out there in the marketplace, folks. Once this hits their ears and they connect the dots, a percentage of them are going to take action. It's already happening. And so you look at this and you say, okay, talk to me about this. Well, I can't give you a finite date. And that's a good thing. And in my mind, again, this is my thoughts, the longer out there, the better. Why? Because it's always been a better opportunity to sell the sizzle than it is the steak to me. If I can paint a vision for you and you see that vision before the masses move and you take action, you lay a foundation in place as the wave hits it, it's kind of like, let's say there's a whole bunch of planes in the sky and the cargo in those planes has value to you monetarily, but they got to have a place to land. So my job right now is to construct our own landing strips. Because if we put the landing strips in place, those planes are going to land on your landing strip, and what those cargo holds have is going to be of benefit to you. If you don't build the landing strip, guess what? I'm over here building mine. They're going to land on my strip, not yours. So you got to build the strip, all right? So in the next 12 to 18 months, here's what's going to happen. DNA, I don't have to educate you on that. 23andMe and Ancestry has done that. It's real, right? They can tell you where you came from. But what if I told you in the next 12 to 18 months when we turn this on, okay, we can do an assessment of your entire genome, okay, your genetics, okay, and then this is a personal thing, and they can analyze that. It comes back to you. It can tell you everything from not just your physicality, but even your cognitive ability, likelihood of being good in college, or even a good distributor in this business. Okay, so it gives you a snapshot of everything that you are. Okay, now here's what happens. I want you to think in terms of an avatar or a digital twin. See, because here's where AI comes in. Artificial intelligence, as this information's fed into it, and we've already got a whole bunch of data from our scanner, get together with whoever puts you on here to get explanation. We've got all kinds of data about humanity we've collected over the last couple of decades. Okay, and that is fed into the system. And as this is fed into the system, it gets more intelligent, it gets smarter. Okay, and so more and more things go on. Now, there's other things we can do down the road where we can actually, scan and figure out what's going on with your lymph system, with the gut, with the non-invasive procedure. All this information can flow in. So as this information comes in, okay, now this analysis happens, okay? And let's roll the clock ahead 18 months. And let's say that Tracy's a friend of mine, and I tell her, hey, you won't believe what we've got going on. We can collect your DNA and tell you what your health profile looks like. You might want to get that done. Why wouldn't she? Everyone wants to get it done. So she gets it done. Now the privacy issues kick in, right? This is what Nu Skin's dealing with right now. They're figuring that out. They're writing the algorithms. They're doing all this stuff. But that information, once it's analyzed, will go right back to her. She'll get the analysis, and it'll say, hey, this is the perfect Traci right here. This is your digital twin. Here's Traci right here now. We have products that'll help kind of fill some of these gaps that we've detected here in this analysis to help create the perfect Traci, or the digital twin. I shouldn't say perfect because that's kind of a fine ideal, right? But bring Traci as close to that digital twin as possible with products that are engineered to help her get there. All double-blind placebo studies, all those things. The science is unapproachable, okay, impeccable. It's there, okay? But that's the AI component of Nu Skin making that recommendation. Now, Traci may call me and say, Jeff, it says I need LifePak. It says that I need to have, Meta. I need to have collagen. What do you know about these? Well, I've been taking these for years, and this is the benefits I've had. See, so I can be, involved really as somebody that can help validate all that. But here's what happens, okay? As this comes to fruition, I want you to think about speed here for a minute, because we're going to lay a foundation right now. I'm not going to wait for Traci to get involved in 18 months. I'm going to get her involved now. Why? Because we're going to talk to everyone she knows and talk about this story. And there's going to be a chunk of those people that'll act and take action now, and they'll find more of the same. We'll build a foundation. We may even get her to a Blue Diamond or Team Elite level before the market even turns on. And we've got that foundation. So we got this leadership in place, much like what I experienced with Thailand, but on a larger scale. And so we've got this foundation, and they're all looking forward to this assessment. So the second becomes available, millions of assessments get sucked into the marketplace. The AI capability then comes in and upsells the product to those that have had the assessment. We don't do it as distributors. The AI capability does. Nu Skin does it. Now think about that for a minute. I don't know if you've been involved in our business before, but sometimes there's some heavy lifting that has had to be done in the past. What are we going to be doing in 18 months? Well, I'm going to be talking to people, and if they have an interest, after I send them a video just with a link, I'm going to send them another link that gets them hooked into the Vera app, okay? The Vera app is the portal to the company, all right? And that Vera app is, as Traci gets that, when I just send that link, it clicks in, she follows the prompt, she orders the assessment comes back, drags the product into the market. If she chooses to remain a customer, she can, or she can opt in to be a distributor, and we'll start introducing her contacts into the system, and away we go. Now, what did I do? I send a video and I send a link. That's it. And maybe answer some questions if she had. If she wants training, I can send her to my own Facebook page where there's going to be information to show her how the duplication model works and what's there. It's all digital. It's in the palm of your hand. But think about that for a minute. When have you heard anything like that? Well, you haven't, because it hasn't been available till now. Let me kind of share one other thing here, and then we'll let Traci tell you how you get going to move forward. There's another component to this. Okay, and I'm under non-disclosure, so I can't give you some certain things, but I can broad stroke this thing for you. You know, several years ago, you heard a lot about e-commerce and what it was going to do and the shift in the world and how it's going to be this and be that. And you know what? It was slow in coming, but then all of a sudden, Amazon owns the world. And you guys know this. They've conquered the world. Jeff Bezos is one of the richest guys in existence. And if you don't believe me, go walk through a mall and ask yourself, where did it all go? Let's go into Amazon, all right? As they've trumped everybody. And what they've proven is that e-commerce is legitimate. And during COVID, it enhanced it even more, where it's here to stay. Here's something I want you guys to understand. Once we build this army and once the assessments go out and once our products start moving into the market with recommendation and our volumes escalate, you're going to see another component introduced with e-commerce. And I'm talking about consumer goods that we don't have in-house. I'm talking about arrangements and partnerships and things that I can't share with you, but I want you to understand it gives us the ability as distributors to really create or have your own mini Amazon experience in a business of a digital business where AI drives that business and it starts to follow the buying habits and the spending habits of the people in that system. And it can recommend things in and outside of our product preview, right? And you get commissioned on all of it. But think about that for just a second. What did I just say to you? Amazon owns the world. She laid the foundation in front of what's going to happen with the assessments and the products roll in and e-commerce continues to grow. You have the ability to participate with your own version of an Amazon e-commerce business, but you don't do the heavy lifting. The AI capability kicks in. Nu Skin does everything you don't want to do. Think about it for a minute. They do everything. They pay the checks. They do the selling. They have all the data. They do all of that. What do you and I do? We talk to people. We go mix. We share the business. And we're there as support for those that might need it. Guys, I'm here to tell you the track is so fast, I can't sleep at night because my mind is just tripping. I'm sitting there thinking, my gosh, you know what this is going to look like over the next 5 to 10 years? We're going to absolutely blow volume out that was only a dream before. And we're going to attract anybody out there that has their antennas up at all as they come our way. And I'm telling you, now's the time. I mean, think about this for a minute. If you don't do this, what else are you going to do? See, many of you are entrepreneurs on this call. You know what that means? The definition of an entrepreneur is you're going to spend your time where you can get the best return. This is what I've said to several of the people I'm recruiting. Look, I'm not here to twist your arm, but let me ask you this. What you just heard from me, is there anywhere on earth in the next 18 months you can get a return on your time investment like active involvement right here in the pre-market ground floor window? Crickets. There is none. All right? I'm here to tell you, you're never going to see an opportunity like this again. You know how I know that? Because you can't recreate what happened the last 3 years. You can't. It's like a nightmare, right? But that nightmare has laid the foundation for a dramatic opportunity growth curve that we'll probably never see again. And here comes Nu Skin in with the investment. Here they come in with the DNA, which is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, DNA collection is already out there. We're just using it as a mechanism to ingest data, information into the system and make product recommendations off that. And the end game is an e-commerce unbelievable opportunity that dovetails into it. Guys, the sky's the limit here. I've been doing this for 35 years and I've never seen anything with the upside like this. This is the best time since I've been involved, and probably in my involvement at 65, I don't know when I'm going to have energy again to capture this like I am right now. But I'm not sleeping. I'm calling everyone I know. I've got my own son involved. He's a cop. And I've kept him away from the business because you know what? If it's not an upside surge, I'm not involving him. I don't need to make $1 off my kid, but I will get involved to change his life. And that's what's happening right here. So I don't know. I don't know if my excitement's resonated to you, but I tell you what, the upside here and the potential is something that you couldn't dream up. And these guys are making it a reality. Join us. Come with us. Traci.
Wow. Wow, Jeff, that was absolutely amazing. Here's what I want to add to that before I share a few closing slides is this. Success leaves clues, my friends. And when you've got someone like Jeff Mack come out of retirement and alongside many other leaders, I'm going to tell you, you do not want to miss this window of opportunity. I look at what we've done for 35 years, and we are sales marketing reps. We sell solutions. We offer business solutions, product solutions. But imagine what AI will do for us in the future. They will give recommendations, solutions to our customers based on what they need, not based on what a human being wants to recommend to them. And that's where we're headed as a company. I am so excited and honored to be right alongside you, Jeff Mack, among all the other leaders that have plugged in. And we're going, people. So let me just do this. Let me screen share right now and go over just a couple of closing slides for those of you who want to know, what do you do next? Now, the easiest way that I can explain this, there we go, is showing you a typical distribution strategy. So if you're a sales rep for a particular product, it's got to be manufactured. It goes for advertising, marketing, promotion, all the way down to the consumer. What Nu Skin's distribution channel looks like is we are the liaison to the end consumer. Nu Skin spends millions of dollars on innovation, including today, you've heard, invested $500 million into systems and processes for our future so that our customers get more accurate recommendations on complementary products. This is going to be crazy explosive for those of you who join us. Let me see. Why isn't it not switching? Hang tight. Okay. Oh, well, let's go out. We're recording, and you know, the great thing about recording is we can cut all this out. I do not know why. Oh, there we go. This is my favorite slide. What does, and if somebody switched that slide for me, thank you so very much. But what does Nu Skin do for us? Jeff mentioned, what do we do? We're in the business of building relationships. We're in the business of offering solutions to people. We sell products to our customers, and never before moving forward will we be able to make better, accurate recommendations to our customers. We share leadership and opportunities to others. Our partner Nu Skin does all the research and development, all the manufacturing, distribution, marketing materials, shipping. They do our bookkeeping and accounting. Need I go further? They are our partner that handles all the behind the scenes that really truly make us look good. What we get to focus on is offering product solutions and business solutions to people around the world. So let me just quickly go through this slide so you understand how we get paid as marketing reps. Everybody comes in at the same level. You might be looking at this right now and say, okay, sign me up. I want to get in. What do? I want to participate in this window of opportunity. Well, you're going to sign up. Whoever invited you is going to give you a sign up link or direct you where to go to get your own account link. And you then are titled a brand affiliate, which allows you to get our products at cost. That's fantastic in itself, but it also will allow you the freedom to make retail profits on the sale of other products, first level people that you sponsor to. This is going from left to right, for those of you who decide, tell me what to do to get to the first leadership position so that I can max out the compensation plan. Well, your next step would be to go through some sort of qualification. As you can look in the bottom left-hand corner, when you develop enough customers using our amazing products, and within a 1 to 3 month period, you do 500 points in your business. That means you personally, the people that you personally sponsor, and the people that those people bring into the business. That's called your circle group. When you hit that level, it opens up another pay bonus called the building bonus. And then from there, I kind of like to look at it as you're your own storefront as a brand rep. But where the real income comes in is the leverage behind developing a bunch of other partners like brand reps doing exactly the same thing you do. And believe it or not, our compensation plan is set up so that we can all work together, support one another, but can pay you a leadership bonus based on the support that you've given other people that you've brought into this business. The future, my friends, looks extremely bright for those of you that understand the vision of where our company is headed. So let me just throw an example right in front of you. Say you come on board and say, okay, how do I get to that first leadership level? Okay, we're going to walk you through how you can develop your own customer base. And while doing that, those products are attached to point value. And when you do a certain number of points, you will be elevated to our first leadership position called brand rep. And not a bad start, right? That's the monthly income of our brand rep as one individual person. But say you've got people that want to come on board and you trip into developing a team because of the direction that we're headed as a company. I'm going to quickly just go through this so that you can see the potential, the income potential when you decide to develop a team of individuals doing the same thing. The income potential for you, if you decide to come on board, you can actually decide where you want to be. See, that's the great thing about our company is every single individual that comes on board has a different goal, a different income goal. Some are fine with level 1 in this company, and that's great. That's what works for them. And that $616 has made a tremendous difference in their family. But we have room for those of you who say, I'm going to the top. I want to capture big market share, especially where our company is going. Then we've got a place for you. Now, this is what I want to show you. We're all learning together.
999, I believe.
If you could mute, thank you so very much. For those who are not unmuted, thank you so much for muting. But this is the opportunity of a lifetime, and you do not want to wait around 12 to 18 months. You want to make a commitment based on what Jeff shared with you and I. You want to get excited, for there's a reason why we have had blown up every meeting, maxed out, sold out, because this is going to take our business to a place historically that we will experience growth like never before. So what do you do right now? We have a kit called U+2. And this kit right here, you're going to, the order numbers right there, you're going to ask the person that invited you, get me signed up. 1 second here. Sign me up, tell me the kit order number, get your kit. And we have a program set up because we're going into massive momentum that we have this kit, opportunity subscription kit. You're going to save, this is going to start your business. You're going to save $123 just by putting it on our subscription opportunity kit. So this will be for people that want to join this movement and plug into these meetings. And we're just so excited about where we're headed. Oh gosh, 1 second. I'm trying to stop. There we go. Okay, so let me stop your screen share. I'll cut all of that out. Gail, I'm going to mute you, darling, if you haven't muted already, because we are recording. Thank you guys so very much. I will edit much of the beginning and add that beginning part of the presentation, and we will have a recording up for every one of you to share out the excitement as to why now, why Nu Skin. So blessings to all of you. Thank you for plugging in, and we will have future meetings as soon as early next week. So thanks again. Thanks, Jeff, so much for all your leadership and your partnership.
Thank you.
Let's go out and build. Let's go. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Tracy.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Tracy. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Tracy. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Exciting time, guys. Let's do it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
very
Enjoy
much.